Okay, let's see the damage. The 13! The what? 15, 15, 13. 13! This one's like a 10-minute event! Well, let's see if it's still viable. What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and welcome back to the Crew Motorfest. By the way, I'm actually a little ill, so videos might slow down a bit for a little while. Wish me well. Okay, we're obviously going to go with the highest possible attempt again. I mean, how much was it before? I think it was like 2.7, something like that. So I guess we just gotta shoot for 2.7 again. Okay, I've jotted down how much money I'm on right now, so I'm gonna properly test this and see what happens. Yes, welcome back. They patched the money method, and people are kind of torn on it. Because look, I knew that they were gonna patch it. I knew that there was gonna be some kind of patch at least, or at least a nerf. But let me be honest when I say this specific patch has completely confused me. I don't know what to think of this patch. Okay, how did my NOS not recharge? What the hell? That was weird. Did I waste mine? I did waste NOS. Sorry, I'm not using my method correctly. That's why I'm lost. It was obvious that they were gonna patch this method. Everyone saw it coming, or at least nerf it a little bit. It was making like over double the best method in the entire game. But what they did here was absolutely, well, kind of obliterate it. I don't know how you absolutely kind of obliterate it, but that's very indicative of just how messy this all is. So back before they patched this, I said that this could go one of two ways. They could either massively patch it, and then if they massively patched it, that probably meant that they were gonna undo that patch later and implement like a normal patch, like doubling the amount of things you have to do, or making checkpoints forced, something like that. I think checkpoints forced would be silly because it changes the whole event, but essentially some other patch would be coming if they really knew. What? Well, you can't patch it by cheating every tower. So big massive nerf meant probably gonna patch it properly later. Ever so slight nerf meant, well, that was probably final. That was probably going to be the end-all be-all, and they'll leave the events at that. But I gotta be honest, I don't know which one this is. It's at 13,000 now. I guess we'll see if it holds even a candle to any of the best methods at all. But it's so hard to gauge which one this is. I mean, you make, like, basically nothing, but you don't make basically nothing. So there's still an amount, but it's still way less than you probably should. But it's still probably enough for a 3-minute 10 event. But then again, they nerfed the other events too, preemptively. Because last time there was a method like this, they patched one, and then just a different event ended up being the best. So I guess this time around they've also nuked all the events just in case another one just took its place. But whichever one they end up doing, if they just keep this brand new monetary amount, or if later on they implement a regular patch and then bring the money amount back to where it was, do you think they should have done this? Because I think that's what people are divided on this week, is people just don't think they should have gotten rid of this. There's a lot of it wasn't hurting anyone mentality. I'm more surprised that it took them a week. I'm surprised that they left it in while the Elite Bundle was in the game, and people were able to use this to get the Elite Bundle. What helps is that you need a niche spec. The fact this is motocross probably made it a lot more impossible for a lot of people. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the timing of 1, and I'm gonna max out 1. Partially because I'm still reelingly ill. So I'm just gonna restart now and get the timer like that. 2, 1, there you go, each run at 1 minute 18. So now let's do this run to get a financial amount. How much are we making per each run? What was it before? 60,000? Oh god, was that actually a better run than my last one? Damn. That would have put me at like a 115 per. But I'll go with the 118 that I got, just for reasonability's sake. And math's sake. That's exactly 30% of a minute, so that'll make it nice for maths. XP, 8K, bucks, 18 20k? Less than a third? But to be fair, I didn't get both my Gymkhana meter. Is it just me? That feels harder. Am I doing something different? Because I could have sworn I used to get my Gymkhana meter and maxed out way easier before. I'm not managing to drift as much. I think my drifting NOS isn't... It's just, I think did they nerf drifty on motocross bikes? Because it really feels like it. I was earning a lot more NOS before. Way more NOS before. And on top of that, I was earning a lot more Gymkhana for that NOS. Like, yeah, I should most definitely be maxing out my Gymkhana meter by now. Okay. And then I full NOS, and then that normally does it, but there's no way it's going to here. Did they nerf Gymkhana as well? My word, just take my kidneys while you're at it. There is no way I'm gonna manage to... Okay, so this is impossible. Yeah, there is no way you can max out your Gymkhana meter anymore. There we go. Okay, a second wall ride did it. Not that it's even valid, because it took me so much longer. God, my own route. My own route is invalid now because they nerfed Gymkhana too. 20k. Okay, so you make exactly a third. But I gotta be honest, I need to use that 18k number to actually get a real number. So this estimation is gonna be a lot more crude. First of all, 18 is indeed exactly 0.3 of a minute. So then we just go 60 divided by what? Yeah, 1.3. And then that's that much, and then that's how many times we can do a run in 60 minutes, and each run gives you 18,974. That's Motorfest maths. See, they say you don't need maths. You say you don't need maths in the future. What about calculating money guides? 800,000, just about 900,000. Wow, and that's a really crude number. That's a number using like that's a number assuming every single run is a 56 second, which isn't the worst, but like you'll constantly get like a run where you bug out, your game respawns you, something goes wrong, you miss a thing, you miss something, you go back, yada yada. Wow, they really did obliterate it. Damn, man, I don't know how I'm gonna tell anyone else here. I don't know if the UK can survive a loss of another queen. So what's the next best method? A method that makes 500,000, yes, 500,000 more than this event did. Well, for that, I'll leave you with Sid from the Money Guide. Let's see what you got from me. I need to go back to relaxing. Ugh, in a bit. The absolute best money method in the game at 1.3 million bucks per hour, quite the jump, an extra 200,000, but a much more complicated race, is Hummer Express. This event in the Electric Odyssey playlist, which to do, you'll have to complete the Electric Odyssey playlist, meaning buying the Porsche Taycan and then playing it from start to finish. That will then unlock going back to Hummer Express and putting it in custom configuration. Then you want clean driving on, however it's impossible to keep. It'll just get you a fair bit more money. But in the difficulty, you need to make sure rewind is off. This method will not work if it's not off. People suggest doing this in a hypercar. I completely recommend against it. Using a hypercar brings you all the way down to 1.08 mil per hour. So even less than riding in my Buick. Instead, all reliable Red Bull RB14. This is the route. Let me show you everything you need to do, and bear in mind, at the very beginning, you want to go light on the throttle, maybe half throttle at the most. Then, once you've actually started rolling, slam the throttle, turn around, beeline it for the road. That is what's going to get you the perfect start. Then, you just follow the waypoint. The bridge can be annoying because of traffic. After the waypoint, here you go right, you go in between these trees and get to the road. Then after that, left and respawn now, once you pass the gate. Make sure you save your NOS, tap your NOS to get up to speed as much as you can. Light on the steering, AGP is not nice off-road. Then once you get to this tree, you aim for the left of it to get to the road cleanly. And then again, you follow the waypoint until this bit here. You continue on the road, go left a bit, then round this turn. Using this turn, you then start beelining it for the end of the race. Going this way instead of the way you might already know is much better, because in AGP, the off-road slowdown is way too harsh. This way, you not only get to jump, but you're on the road for longer. It's, on average, way quicker than the other route you may not. And then at the end, you're gonna have to wait this out, but then spam respawn as soon as that shows up. That's how you do this consistently enough to make enough money per hour. All my times and money calculated in this video were calculated with the restart time in mind. And that's the best ways to make money in the Crew Motorfest. Thank you so much for watching. In a